Hi, my name is John Wilcox, and today I have my 2020 time capsule, and these are all the items I would put in a time capsule for 2020. And since it's been a big year, there's quite a bit, I think, and a lot of crazy stuff happens, so I'll just get into it. And up first, I think, obviously, would be the COVID mask, which obviously be more of a health and safety part of our culture because it helps protect us from cough and sneeze and protects our openings on our face from harmful diseases that we catch. So it's very important to wear these, and I think this is a very important part of 2020. And coming up to that, I would say another important health and safety thing would be hand sanitizer, which helps disinfect diseases and bacteria that are harmful on our hands. And this is also very important for the coronavirus and to make sure that we don't spread any diseases. So I think it's also really important. And lastly, the last healthy and safety thing I would say would probably be gloves, which can help from not spreading from physical contact with other people, which is another health and safety thing and another really important thing, especially with COVID, to protect from spreading diseases. And up next, I would say the webcam, which I would represents Zoom meetings and communication between devices. Sorry, that's my dog. And it's been a really rough year, and it's really hard to communicate face to face because we don't want to spread COVID. So using like webcam and the camera on our phones, we can communicate from far distances, so we don't have to interact in between each other, which can help social distancing and being safe, but at the same time with communication, which can be important for if you're in school, work, family time, that helps a lot from not spreading diseases. And the next one is the voting ballot, which we're using for voting, and which is also huge and probably in the political side of things of our culture. And I think this is important because now we don't always have to go to voting booths so that we can vote without spreading COVID, and we can still vote for people who we want to run our country, which is very, very important. And that helps how our country is going to be run, so that's an extremely important thing. And up next is let's do phone. Phones have been a huge thing, but I think it's been really important, especially during COVID. I'd say it's entertainment, it's communication, it's music. It's almost all of these, if you think about it. It's how we communicate, how we entertain ourselves, how we just listen to music, how we be ourselves. It's a very important part, I think, of the culture, especially in 2020 when it's a social distance, so we can call people in between. We can have entertainment. We can listen to music. We can talk politics. It's a very important thing, especially in today and especially in 2020. So I think this is a very, very massive thing and important thing. Next, I would say probably my personal favorite are video games, which I think has always been a really popular thing, but especially with quarantine and that everyone's pretty bored, it's had a huge uprising, especially since we're stuck in our homes. So it's a good entertainment value thing, and especially since you can play with friends, so you can have fun with your friends, multiplayer, and you can kill some time and have an enjoyable time, especially at home. Pass the time when you have some free time, and I think it's a very, very significant thing. And up next is Amazon. So I think this is really important because it helps. We can send entertainment stuff instead of buying it at a store, which would cause interaction and possible spread of COVID. We can buy it offline and send it to our houses, so we don't have to go in person. And we can also buy safety equipment like the hand sanitizer or mask or glove, and we can buy video games, so entertainment value again. So it's been this is especially really important since we shouldn't really buy stuff in person, which can help less interaction, which means less possible spread of COVID. I think it's really huge. Next, I would say is the sporting pass. I chose this because there's been a lot of we can't really go onto planes, and especially during COVID. So this is a massive effect, I think, on our culture because on one hand, it's really, and we love visiting people and visiting. Sorry, my dog.
Lily.
She's really feisty today.
Okay.
It's really we love seeing our family and friends and going on vacation and whatnot, but because of COVID, we can't, which in turn, it saves us from interaction and possible spread of COVID, but at the same time, it's, we can't see family or friends, which can be sad, but I think it is a good trade-off, and I think that is really important to stay in least amount of interaction as possible to not spread to minimize the amount of communication and interaction with other people, which is really, really important. And last, this is a Black Lives Matter pin. I don't actually have one, but I do support that, what this means. So this is just a kind of a replica, but this I think was a huge thing a while ago, and I think it's definitely a more political side, and I think it's really important because it shows that we should care more about racial equality, which is something really important, and that we should still express ourselves on what we need to improve on, especially in this time, even though we are stuck in our homes. And I think it's still important to express any problems in our world and see how we can fix them. I think that's really, really important, and I think that's also significant. And yeah, that's all the 10 items I thought would be nice in a time capsule of 2020 that really represent what's happening right now. And I think these are all really important representations of what's going on in 2020. And so yeah, these are all the items I would say would be good for a time capsule.